All right, welcome back to another episode of Your Relationship Sucks! Exclamation point. Very excited today. Did we just have a regular one? It's a regular one today. I didn't ask this before.
Yes,
This
it's
all
regular.
up top. So unfortunately, it's not Winning Wednesday. It's not College Confession, but that's all right because all these questions are great. Doesn't matter. Before we start, please check out the socials. We got TikTok, Instagram, all that. Follow and share and like and, just spread the word. It does help us out. We do appreciate it. If you listen on the podcast, rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff. And, please spread the word. We got YouTube as well. Spread the word, do all that. It really does help us out.
So just spend your whole day.
I would say spend 2 to 3 hours a day just helping us out. That's,
flyers.
That's a reasonable.
You want to pass out flyers? Flyers would be
100%. 100%. I'm a reasonable person. I ask reasonable questions. That's what I'm trying to do here. But today we have a special guest. My older brother is here. He's going to be helping us out. He's got his own history. He's going to put it with our history, and we're going to tell these people how to stop being so stupid. But just like always, I haven't seen this. Our guest hasn't seen this. We don't know what's coming. The audience doesn't know what's coming. This is all off the top of our head. The most reputationally dangerous show on the internet. TM. Very excited about it. So let's get into initial impressions. Hit me with it. What do you got?
I found out that my girlfriend has been ruining my life. What should I do?
Wow. So
okay.
So man,
Yikes.
Initial impression.
Yikes.
I mean, how do you find that out? That's where my initial impression is how is it all of a sudden, boop, light bulb? Uh-oh, my girlfriend's ruining my life. I just figured this out just now. I was sitting there, thinking about, what I was going to have for lunch, and wait a second. So I'm obviously this can go in 1,000 directions. Who knows why she's ruining his life? Maybe she's sitting right next to him and he's like typing this up in secret because she's a clinger. Maybe she never leaves his side. Maybe she's sleeping with his dad. Could be she's, a convicted felon and she's been living under an assumed name and now he's an accomplice to a bunch of stuff he doesn't know about. I mean, ruining my life. That has a lot of connotations. So, I mean,
yeah, it's a strong thing to say.
Yeah. I mean, ruining, that could be a lot of things. That might mean he might, then the next week he might not be alive. I don't know. Initial take, the thousand things. I just, like I said, I think it's funny that I just figured out. Boop, light bulb. Hey.
My initial impression has changed actually based on what you just said. You're not wrong.
Wait, so what was your initial impression?
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because if this woman is not sleeping with this guy's dad, I'm going to be super pissed. I'm going to hate this question. I'll tell you that right now. If you get to the end of this and she has not touched his dad's penis, I am going to be super upset. I'm not going to be happy. That is now my initial impression. It doesn't even matter what I was thinking. That's all I can think about at this point. So let's get into the details. Let's find out why this lady is doing whatever it is that she's doing.
Yeah. I, a 25-year-old male, have been with my girlfriend for the last around 9 months. We met around the time when COVID started. Ever since the COVID started, I have been a little depressed because all of the lockdowns and all. 5 days ago, my girlfriend left the city to stay with her parents for 2 weeks. Since my girlfriend is gone, I feel very happy. I realized that lockdowns were not really the thing that was making me depressed. It was actually my girlfriend. I realized that she was always negative about everything, always complaining about everything, complaining about people, and killing my mood. She is a very negative person. She will be with her parents for 9 more days, and I feel I will be better off without her because I feel much happier that way. Even though she is negative, she is not a bad person. I don't know what to do. How should I handle this?
even though she's ruining my life, which is what I started with, super negative. Everything I say, no, that's the worst thing you could possibly. What are you talking about? But she's great. She's great. She's a great girl. You just have
Totally
to.
fine.
You just have to peel back the layers of the negativity.
She's an onion.
And yeah, and in the middle, she's this little cherub. That's just this super happy thing when she's not ruining your life. So I'm not sure that this guy has ever been in a relationship before, if I'm being quite honest, because we didn't start hanging out until the COVID started. And then we started dating when the COVID started. And so as a result, I've been locked down in my house with this brand new person I met. Are you out of your mind? That's like worst decision you can ever do. I don't care how old you are. Relationship. Hey, why don't you come live with me? We just met. Let's live together for the next 9 months because we can't go anywhere else. That's a fantastic idea,
so
right
like
there.
my thing is I don't even know if they're living together. And
okay.
it's probably still, she's so negative that even just her being in the same city with him
Yeah.
is ruining his life. I kind of read it like that, but then I read it the second time. I was like, I don't even know if they're living together. It's just them hanging out, maybe like an average of 3 times a week that's ruining his life.
Wow. But, she's a super nice person. So
He's not like the worst.
I don't know. I'll get to the answer in the question later. Poe, why don't you hit me with it? What do you got?
I think this is maybe the most, like I see in the media reports a lot where people are like, here's the thing, here's like this insidious problem that nobody's talking about, right? Like you see it all the time, like a bunch of people are depressed and they're not talking about it, or a bunch, whatever. And there's like real things, right? I genuinely think what this guy's going through is literally the biggest unspoken problem probably in the world, definitely in America. The amount of people who hate their significant other is way higher than is being reported. Like, genuinely loathe the person that they're with. You know what I mean? Like, people are, for some reason, people get it in their head that they're like, hey, you know what? Maybe I can't do any better. Like maybe this is the best for me. And that is why they continue to stay around with people who they genuinely don't look forward to seeing. Like they just, like you get a text from them and you're like, my insides just curdled like spoiled milk, right? Like that's what happened physically inside of me. I guess I have to go see this person. Yeah. It's I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. It never makes any sense to me, but I know people who genuinely don't like the person they're with. They're just like, oh yeah, whatever. And, not even like, oh, they're a good person or what, like whether they think that they're fine people or not, they're just saying like, from a compatibility level, from the two of us being within the same general vicinity, I hate everything about it. And then they're like, but I guess we'll go to dinner now, and I'm like, You're going to be in the same vicinity at dinner. I don't care where you go to eat. You're going to be within shouting distance at any location. You know what I mean? But people keep doing this. I think I genuinely think that people are like, I don't know if it's embarrassed or they're nervous or whatever to like admit that. But I think what actually drives that is people are like, two things happen. It's a slow kind of slide, right? Because you don't hate them immediately, obviously. Right. You don't hate them immediately. So it's kind of a slow slide. So you kind of forget that like, oh, hey, 2 weeks ago, I didn't hate myself. And now I can't stand the sight of me, like that sort of thing. It happens kind of slowly. And then you get in this place and you basically convince yourself like, I can't do any better. And that's it. And then you're just like, fuck it. I guess I'll give up.
Well, it's usually like, not it. What is happening? It usually goes for a couple of years, and then they're like, I know what's gonna fix this. Let's have a kid.
Oh,
Boom.
That'll
Or get-
make our
or get
lives
married.
so much, yeah, or get married.
Mhm.
I was assuming that by that point they'd already gotten married, and then they started fighting more, but it's usually the kid is like, let's add that. That'll really seal the deal that we're never ever gonna get any independence from each other, and we're gonna ruin our kid's life.
Yeah.
I
And
think
well, and unfortunately, I don't want to get too real, but unfortunately, I've seen that happen with a couple of my friends. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
it is. I mean, horrible is not a word to describe the ending once it did finally end. Once they both
Yeah.
realized that, well, and the one situation also involved a bunch of other shenanigans with. I don't even want to get into it, but anyway, yeah, I agree with you that you go down this slide and you're like, it becomes a pattern. It becomes habitual. You wake up every day, you get out of bed, she gets out of bed, you're like, you leave the bathroom as soon as you can, go downstairs, and then you maybe have 30 seconds of conversation, and then you take your coffee, get in your car, you get the hell out of there, and then you come home, and it just happens. And then then you're like, you know what, we should probably get married, because all your friends are like, hey, you guys been together for so long, when are you guys going to get married? Or if you're already married, do I really want to go through, getting a divorce and this, that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think you generally just hate yourself, and as a result, you hate the person even more for
Mhm.
hating
Mhm.
yourself. And there's no way out of that situation for sure. And you're right. I don't understand why people do that. I like I said, I have a handful of people that I know, same thing. But in this situation, it's just, I don't know. It's funny to me. Like I said, it feels weird to me that this guy is reacting this way. I want to know what his relationships were like in the past.
Yeah. Because he
Because
doesn't sound, this is an example where he does not sound 25.
right.
Like
He
it
sounds
sounds
like
like an
he's 16.
18-year-old.
Yeah.
Is writing this. And I think the point that this might be his first girlfriend, because it's his like, he's like, I don't know what to do. It's like you're
Here's what you
basically
do.
saying break up, but like he's like, I don't know how to say those words to another human being. He's like, I'm feeling really good right now, and I don't want this chick to kill my high again. And so like, how do I just cut that cord as quickly and as efficiently as possible? And
Dude, she's at her parents' house. Call her up. Hey, I don't like you anymore. I don't want you to come back. Thanks.
Yep.
Hang up.
just stay
Go
there.
back to watching, marathon of Cobra Kai or whatever you're doing. And then, yeah, I mean, I think, but that's what, there's so many, in my opinion, there's so many easy outs here. And the fact that he's asking about advice while she's not there, while she's gone, not even in the same city, correct? So,
Yeah, like
I mean,
she's
I know
still there. She still has a couple more days. So he has like, I think a whole week to figure out how to solve this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He
Like I
seems
said,
pretty
this
giddy
guy-
at the idea of ending it too. Like
Right.
he's like, I want to get this figured out. So by the time she gets back, I'm still happy.
Right. And but then he ends it with, she's super great though. So I don't know. Yeah, this guy's dating experience is like, you could write it all down on the back of a business card, is what I'm saying. I think he maybe went to prom once, I think, and the girl was a friend, and he thought it was more than that. And then, she slapped him because he tried to kiss her or something like that. And now he finds this COVID girlfriend that can't run away from him because they're stuck. This guy, the problem here is this guy needs more advice than just this, I guess, is what I'm getting at. This guy needs a lot of life advice if this is the most pressing, dilemma he's ever faced when it comes to the opposite sex and relationships and stuff like that. That's just, it's wow.
He literally said his girlfriend was worse than coronavirus.
Yeah.
And there's a way to solve this. There's not, COVID. There's not necessarily a cure. There's definitely a cure for this relationship, and he needs to take that avenue. But the fact that he doesn't know how is hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean? I don't know how.
He's definitely going to be someone who can't block his ex. Is all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Look, I agree with everything that's been said, except for one specific point. But actually, this is a positive here because I think you said that there was nothing he could do about this. And not like, can he end it, but like, there's nothing you could do to get into, like, to once you're sliding and all of those things, right? Which I understand, and you know, that wasn't your main argument, but you said that. But that's what got me to think about this particular point. I think this guy solved the biggest issue facing America today. The second that you've been dating somebody for 2 months, one of the two of you should be legally mandated to move to another city for the next 3. Just to see what happens. That's the way to test this, right? Like, this guy was sliding and he was in. I mean, he's 9 months into this thing. He's like giving up on his life. And she left for like a day. And he was immediately like, solved. Like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Think about what happens at 3 months. You know, like, this guy solved it. He's already moved. Like, that's the other thing too, right? Like, what can he do? Move, man. Just leave your place. Don't be there when she comes back. Not that hard. If you give them 3 months, plenty of time. Call the movers and the lease. Find a new place. Like, let's move on with our lives. Or after 3 months, you're like, hey, you know what? Can't wait for that person to come back. Now we got ourselves a strong relationship. Honestly, I think Congress should be taking this up immediately. I think this is the most important thing that could possibly be happening right now. If you've been together for 2 months or more, one of the two of you should have to relocate to a new city for the next 3. I think that's how you solve this whole thing. And I think this guy should just move, because I agree with you. He clearly doesn't have the balls to say anything to this girl. Like, he's not going to say it. He's just not going to say anything to her. So the best way to do that is to just not be there to say anything. Just
completely
leave.
Gone.
Yeah, just go. 100%. I think that's what should happen. I agree with you. Everything
in the
else,
comments,
yeah.
someone was like, break up with her. And he's like, how do I do that?
Oh
That's
my
What do I
God.
say?
That's amazing. It's amazing to me.
He's
He's 25. He's 25.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
what happens, when he goes to a restaurant and he orders a steak medium rare and it comes out medium well?
Oh, he's eating. He's eating all.
Yeah.
He's eating.
He eats it on with a smile on his face because the anxiety
100%.
inside of him,
Yeah.
because he's so afraid to say, I ordered medium rare.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You're right. I didn't. Sorry.
100%.
Yeah, he's that guy. He's that guy.
Yeah.
So,
Totally
wow.
agree. I love this guy. Honestly, I think this guy should have. It's somebody like this, right? Assuming that this is real, somebody like this should be on television, because the way in which he lives his life is so foreign to anything that I know that I would pay a lot of money to watch this guy just make daily decisions. Like,
yeah.
just go to the store and see what happens. I would pay a lot of money to watch that, because it is shocking to me that somebody could live for that long and basically not have been murdered at this point. I mean, like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand. He seems like such a babe in the woods. Like, I don't understand what he thinks of the world or any of that. I would pay a lot of money to watch him just make normal decisions. Like, just talk out loud for a while.
That's making it like that's assuming he can make decisions.
That's why I would love to watch what happens in his brain while he can't make it. It would be amazing to watch. I think that's a goal.
But
honestly.
But what I love is the first in the comments, break up with her. Like, literally. That's what
It
else,
was actually
yeah.
It was actually break up with her. Can you imagine that for the rest of your life?
Yeah. And he's on Reddit like 3 years later. So still together.
Still together. What should I do though? What
still
should I
hate
do?
every day of my life. I don't even brush my teeth anymore.
It's getting worse, actually. It's getting much worse.
And so guys, help me out. Same guy. Hey, break up with her, dipshit.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it? Give me your phone number. I'll handle it.
I'll do it.
Let me handle it.
Let me call her up. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get
I
somebody
think
else
you're
to
onto
this guy's
something,
house.
Poe. I think we need to get a hold of a production company. We need to get this guy We need to follow this guy. This is a reality show
Yeah.
gold mine.
This
right
is
here.
gold. This is gold.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing about this guy is it's not, again, assuming this guy's real, this is not manufactured, right? This isn't like, let's go to a reality show and have them shoot scenes over because they needed to do it a little bit better. This guy doesn't have to do that. You just point the camera
Right.
and then cut after 5 minutes and you've got fucking gold because
Yeah, you
who
got
the hell
3
knows
weeks
what he's
worth of
doing?
episodes. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, you're like, this is amazing. I love this guy. And people would be rooting for him, you know, like women would like feel bad for him. Guys would watch like to hate watch it. You know, I'm telling, like, it's a gold mine of, it's like EdTV or the Truman Show, but better, you know, with like somebody who's completely irrational, but not in a negative way, just completely irrational. And you just feel bad for him. It'd be amazing to watch. I would love to see it. That's what I think should happen. I think we did it, though. I think we did it. Solving this guy's problem, helping him out, helping out America. Really, that's what we're here for. That's what we're trying to do. We appreciate our guests being here. Please, you know, share with whatever platform you're on, listening or viewing or whatever. Please share it with other people. It does help us out. We like doing the show. It will help us keep doing the show. So thank you very much. Also, we do have Karma Cancer apparel. We've got a link in the notes wherever you're looking. You can see it. It's on the link tree, all that stuff. Go check it out. It actually looks pretty good. I just want to see some in the wild. That's all I want to say. I just want to see one person in the wild. So if you do get some, send us a picture. We'll put it up. But other than that, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. And we will be back tomorrow or whenever the next one posts, helping more people out. So until then.